Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our next Gunsmith guide. This is going to be part 4. This is the M4. This is the first of the more difficult ones to do. And by difficult, I mean it's just got a bazillion. There's 100 ways to skin a cat with this one. And what is that? Who skins cats and why do they skin them so much? There's a bunch of ways to skin them. Never really understood that. Anyways, there's a bunch of ways to do this, but I'm going to break it down into 4 of the best ways for you to do it. So you can either aim for these to have them as a goal to get to, or you might already be there and can use them to get Gunsmith Part 4 done. Now, we'll start off with the cheapest one, which we had on the thumbnail, which is essentially free of sorts. I mean, it depends on if you want to talk about opportunity cost and things like that, but it's essentially free. In fact, you actually make money with it, not even counting the Bitcoin and the euros you get from Mechanic for completing the task. So this first method, it uses this M4 right here. Now I got this one here from doing Punisher Part 4, finishing that with Proper. It gives you this M4 as a reward, and it's a great use for this. Now, if you don't want to wait to do Punisher Part 4, you can get this M4 with a barter on Mechanic Loyalty Level 2, and I'll go there and show you real quick. It's 2 pro kills. It's this right here. So it'll cost you anywhere from 110 to 120, maybe 140,000 rubles to get this M4. Now, I say it costs you that, but once you go to build this, the parts that you take off and sell are worth about 60,000. And you could use them too, but if you just sell them right back to the vendors off a non-found in raid, you get 60K. You can get a little bit more if you sell them on the flea market because you're using the found in raid one from Proper. The other caveats with this, 2 very big ones. You need to have Peacekeeper Loyalty Level 3 for a couple of the parts that you need to buy, but specifically the barter for the Stang Mag, the 60-round Stang Mag, which I don't have one right here, but it's this barter right here on Peacekeeper for the 60-round Stang Mag, because you need this or a D60 to do this task. And then on top of that, you have to have Mechanic Loyalty Level 2 for some of the parts as well, just to make this possible, cheaper, all that kind of stuff. You can do it without those. It's just going to cost you a lot more money. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We wasted enough time. I'll show you the build right away. Now, to do this, if you're curious, you can go right into presets, or you can click on the gun and go to edit preset, and then you don't have to select it. It brings up this gun. I've got a couple of these Gunsmith Part 4 that I will load, and this one is version 2 that I did. So we'll open this one up, and it converts the gun into your completed weapon. So I'm going to go through everything here and talk about what you need, and then we'll put up the screen and show you the parts so you know what to buy if this isn't clear enough. And then on top of that, I will actually buy the parts, and we will go verify that you can turn it into Mechanic. I won't turn it in because I want to do all 4 of these and show you that they all can be turned in with how I built them. And then we can go from there. So first off, let's just go through some of the parts you need, the things that you're going to end up buying or getting in raid. The first one's going to be this PDW stock. You can use the black one or the tan one. Now you can buy this. It's for like 7,000 or 8,000 rubles from the vendors. So it's not too big of a deal. The same thing with the prism scope. And the charging handle, the AR charging handle that goes on here. Those 2 there you can get from traders really easy. They're not too expensive. The last one is the Embus front sight. Now this one you need Peacekeeper Loyalty Level 2 for, but it's cheap. You can slap it right on the front and it gets you to that 47 ergo. That's right where we're at, 47 ergo. And then the CAC VFG is pretty straightforward. Everything else comes on this gun as you buy it, with the exception of the OMRG, the Hoig overmolded rubber grip. You can use any color you want. I have black on here, or any grip that you have saved in raid. So if you look here, the Hoig gives you, I believe it's plus 11, correct? It's plus 9. So if you get plus 9, 10, 11 grips, you can use that in this build and you don't have to buy the part. And that's the thing, is this kind of gives you an idea of what to keep an eye out for on raid. So if you find one of these grips, a pistol grip, a better foregrip, sights, things like that, you don't have to buy them. You can just hang on to them and get out of raid. But there's not a lot for this build. We'll go ahead and hit assemble here. We're going to buy parts, and there's going to be a couple of caveats that I want to bring up right now. For me, this is only going to cost about 27,000 to build. It's all from traders, but there's a couple of parts that I've already got in stock. So I'm going to go buy them so I can show you specifically what I'm talking about. So when you go to assemble here, I can click include parts that I already have. We'll go to buy parts. I'm going to uncheck traders, and then I'm just going to uncheck everything that is on the gun. So we got to buy these 3 parts here for sure. We got to buy the charging handle. We'll buy it. It's kind of a waste of money, but whatever. The flash suppressor, we got to buy that. The charging handle's on there. We got to buy the scope. The barrel's on there. The handguard, the suppressor, the M16, and the Stang Mag we will go barter for. Actually, I won't go barter. I'll just get it, but I'll show you the barter. So right here, 37,376 to buy all this stuff. All from traders. Sometimes it's cheaper on the flea market, but not very often. So we'll purchase all those, 29,000 rubles, and then 74 bucks to buy all this stuff. Goes in and buys it, and I will grab the parts here and show you what we bought. Okay, so here's all the parts we bought. That effectively turns this into our M4 that we're going to use. I will pull all this stuff off and put it up here, and put the pieces on that we're going to use. Take the ones off we're not going to use, and show you guys exactly what this looks like in this screen, so you can see it here as well. We got one more part here. We'll put that on there, and there we go. Oh, one more. Forgot that one. All right, so all of these are found in raid. We can technically sell these on the flea market if we want, make a little extra money, especially with the this MOE handguard and the rubber butt pad and the Spectre and the sight, you know, all that jazz. So the only thing we need now is a 60 round Stang Mag, which I will go find that buried in my inventory here somewhere that I've been saving for quest items. There it is. We'll take out the ammo because we don't need to give that to him for free, and put that in there. All right, so we've got all those pieces off of there that came with it, all the found and raid ones that we can sell, and we put all the ones on, including the D60, the Embus. You know, it gets us our 47 ergo. We're under 300 recoil. We're under 3.8 weight. Those are most of the requirements: suppressed, D60, all that stuff. So let's go see if mechanic will take it. And right there. So I'm not going to click turn in. We'll wait till we get a couple other guns, because then you can select them. And I can show you that they're there. But you can see here I have the turn in, so that gun's available. Now we'll move this one out of the way, and real briefly I want to talk about a couple items before we jump into the second build. The second build is going to be basic. You're going to have a standard M4A1, and it's going to be the cheapest way to get this to where you can turn it in. And there will be caveats with that, like there's everything else. But this is the cheapest way I could find to get that build with a base level M4 if you don't have any of these other options available to you. So parts that I want to bring up and point out to look for. Obviously, high level foregrips are going to help you do this. Regardless of what build you go, if you get a shift, a Cobra, something like that, they're going to help you get to that ergo requirement on this without having to do some of the other things. Like if I could put a shift on here instead of this, if I had a shift found in or non-found in raid or this SI Cobra, it would help with a lower parts somewhere else on here. Because, for example, the Cobra is +9 on ergo, whereas the CAC FG is only 7, right? So if I'd put that on there, we could have gone with a cheaper pistol grip, or one that's only +7. You know, you're trading 9, 7, you're just trading numbers on ergo from different parts. The second one is charging handles. These are one slot, but if you get like a Raptor charging handle out of raid, stick it in your secure container because it's 3 ergo. That's a nice little bonus over some of these that can get you that a little extra ergo on this build. Then obviously you have the D60 PMag, the MK12. You need it for these builds, but you can buy it right away, so it's not a big deal. The D60 is obviously super important. These builds are easier with the D60 than the Stang Mag. The Stang Mag's lighter, but the D60 doesn't have as big of an ergo hit, so it just depends on what you have. I did it with the Stang because this is what you can barter for, but if you get out, you can do this build works with the D60 in it, even if it's easier, you can pull off, because you can pull off the Embus front sight with the D60, so it just depends on what you get out of raid with or what you have available to you. And then obviously you got your stocks. You know, here's this PDW. I always save these because you use them in both this and Gunsmith Part 16, the one with the Reaper on it. You use this as well, or at least you did. We'll see when we get there. The GL Shock, you use this in other Gunsmith, but it's if you have a couple of these, they're great because they're super high ergo. They can help you get over that hump with some of the ergo requirements. And then you're just different pistol grips. You know, look for pistol grips. These start green ones are great because they're +11. They usually get you over the mark. This is what I'll use on the build I'm going to do. We'll talk about that in a sec. But if you have these, you get them out of raid. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to get them off the flea market. They're still worth it to you because they're saving you money. Like, for example, this, if you were going to use this ergo grip, you know, it's saving you 40,000 rubles, even though it's not found in raid. You can use it in this build in various ways and get to those check marks. And then suppressors. The one you need to look out for, that's a huge help, is this RC2. This is a pretty good suppressor. It's not super expensive. You can buy it. It's probably costs like 30, maybe 40,000 rubles. We'll go look real quick. Yeah, 35,000 rubles right now. But I see these in raid a lot. So if you find one, make sure, oh my gosh, I need this suppressor. So hang on to it. It's super easy. The next level above that is this mini monster. Now I'm going to sell this. I've got it found in raid unless I have to use it. I have it because I wasn't sure if I was going to need it. But as you can see, I can sell it for a fortune. And the reason is because this is used in a lot of the published Gunsmith tasks. and you can't get to it till I think mechanical loyalty level 3. It might even be 4. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I don't have it for this, but I don't have to use it. And the reason people use it is it has this very low ergo. It's -7 compared to a lot of these others that are 17, 20, 23. So it's helpful in some of these builds. And then lastly is handguards. I got this SI queued off of somebody I killed, some PMC I killed. I'm keeping it because I might be able to use it. It's one of the meta handguards. It's great. You could use this in your build if you wanted to save you a little money. On top of that, I found this new one, this Aeronox thing, and I just kept it because it looks super badass. But you could potentially use it as well because it's +9 ergo compared to some of these others where, you know, this one here, let's see what this one is. This one's +7, right? So you get 2 more ergo out of it. So just parts like that for M4s when you're doing Peacekeeper Part 4, any of the higher end parts are going to help you get this done cheaper. So just make sure if you see them in raid, you're keeping them. If you get out of Foundry with them, great, you can sell them. But if you die with them, it's not that big of a deal because they still have utility. All right, enough jibber jabbing about parts. Let's get into the second build. Now, this is your base soup to nuts. You get a basic M4 from Peacekeeper, or you find it in raid or whatever. We're going to turn this into a compatible M4 for Gunsmith Part 4. So I'll go into presets. Let me look at my notes real quick. So this is going to be version 1. So Gunsmith Part 4, version 1, and boom, this is it. Now, here's the big parts that I want to talk about on here that you're going to buy. Again, we've got this PDW stock, super handy. I find these on customs. I find them everywhere I go. So that's why I like using this, because it's simple. I can throw it on there. I find them. Plus, you can buy it for like 7,000 rubles. And the tan one works as well. Though if you have the tan one, maybe try to sell it. Maybe you can get a bunch of money. Not sure. The other big one is the ACOG scope. These are pretty cheap. You can get them for 20 to 30,000 rubles, and you need it for this build, how I have it set up. You can use other scopes, but there's some ergo hits, things like that. If you get a better pistol grip, you got to go with that. Then the next one is the War Comp and the RC2 suppressor. That's what we have here on the end, is this War Comp and RC2 suppressor, as you can see. That's why I was saying keep those, because it works on this build. That's the part you want to keep. And then you don't have to do an AR-15 charging handle, but if you have one, you can boost it up. Better foregrip, you can boost it up. But the big piece I'm using is an MOE AR-15 pistol grip. Now, this is on loyalty level 3 Peacekeeper. You can buy a Stark grip. This is a great option here. This green Stark grip sells for like 15 to 20,000 rubles if you want to use this, or if you get it out of raid. Basically, you need something that's like +11, +8. Basically, you need something that's like +10, +11 ergo on the grip, and you can use it, and you're golden. So it doesn't. This is the one I have because it's the one that I can buy. But there are a lot of options here for what you're gonna do. So let me get that back on here real quick. Which one was it? The MOE AR-15. There we go. And then the Stang Mag. If you use a D60, you have a little bit more options because of that ergo hit. We're gonna assemble this. I'm not gonna buy. We'll buy all the parts here just so I can show you. Let me uncheck the stuff that comes on the M4. That we don't have to buy, so you guys can kind of see the price. Wait, I gotta buy all this. What am I doing? I'm gonna check on the wrong stuff here. So we don't need that. Get rid of the upper. We'll get rid of the barrel. We'll get rid of the M4. Owner type traders. I'm gonna have to do this all over again because I screwed that up. So buffer tube, that upper barrel, the M4, and then the mag is a barter again. We'll look at that in a sec. And the cost for that, but these are all the parts you got to buy. So with traders, it's about another 99,000. This will push 150, 200,000 if you don't have traders. You will make that back because you get the Bitcoin and you get some euros out of it. You get like, I think it's the equivalent of 100,000 euros. Kind of depends on if you have leveled up hideout and what stage you're doing this with, some of the bonuses you get from there. But you get a pretty good chunk of change for finishing this. So don't be shy if you want to push through it, spending 150, 200,000 rubles, because you will get those back with the Bitcoin that you get from this. So with that being said, so I don't end up with a bunch of extra parts and burn through all my early white money, let's do this with parts that I already have. We'll go to buy parts. All I've got to get is these 5 parts here. So we'll purchase those. It's going to cost me right around 47,000, 27,000 of it's that scope. I'm not worried about the D60. We'll click assemble, ignore for keep saying D60. We'll ignore for the Surefire. And we will go test it and make sure it turns in. But if you look at the stats, we are 47 ergo. We're under 300 recoil. We're under 3.8 weight. We have a suppressor. We have a 60 round mag. So we should be good. Let's go check and see and make sure he will take it. And there it is right there. It'll turn in. Perfect. All right. Now on to the third build. This build here is a Glukhar gun. Glukhar, sorry, said that wrong. like I say everything wrong. This is a gun you can get off of Glukhar, or sorry, one of his guards. I don't think he carries this gun. One of his guards will carry it, and it usually comes with a D60 as well. So you'll get it like this from him, or with a Stang in it, which is glorious because it gets you almost all the way there. It's probably one of the cheapest ways to do the build because there's very little you have to actually do with this. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the downside to this and the downside to this build we did up here is you're giving up this found and raid short barrel, and this short barrel sells for a fortune. The shorty barrel sells for anywhere from 80 to 120,000 rubles because people are buying it. They don't use the barter. There is a barter in here that's actually really cheap. Right here, 3 marbles, 2 Apollons. So it's like 45, 50K to do this barter. So you could actually, if you want to make a little bit more money and min-max this, you could barter for this, sell the found and raid short barrel, put this one on your build and turn that into mechanics. So keep that in mind that it's there. But nonetheless, you got the short barrel here. Let's go in and edit the preset, and I'll show you how I build this one as well. Let me open, look at my notes. This one is version 3. Gunsmith Part 4, version 3. Open, discard unsaved changes, and that's it. So we're using the D60. Quite literally, the only thing we're buying on here is the scope. We're buying this AFG M-Lock foregrip, and again, here's that RC2 suppressor, and it gets us 49 ergo. We're under 300 recoil. We're under 3.8 weight, 60 round mag, everything like that. Now you could even use the Stang here. Let me throw the Stang in and show you. You're still getting your requirements here. So if you have a Stang, it'll work here. I just have the D60 in because that's what I have. I'll probably actually use the Stang on this. Let's just assemble this, and I'm gonna hit save because it won't let me save. Whatever, it won't let me save the mag. We're going to buy parts. We are going to skip from traders, and this is everything we need to buy here, minus the mag, as you can see. So we will buy all of these parts, purchase yes, back, assemble, ignore, back. All right, boom. Let's stick the 60 rounder in there, make sure he'll take it, and we will verify for you right here, right there, turn in. Now I'm gonna go hit turn in and have all these built so you can see all 4 of these will actually be selectable for him, and then we'll turn in the one that I wanna turn in and we'll go from there. The one we just built is the one I'm gonna turn in because it's non-found and raid. I can't sell the parts on it, so we might as well use it for this. Now the last one here, the last build, is the only requirement for it is that you have mechanic loyalty level 2, and that's so you can do this M4A1 SAI Barter, and I'll show you here. It's on level 2. Oops, wrong button. It's on 2. It says barter right here. It is 7 GP coins. Why did I click sell? 7 GP coins. You turn those in, you get this. And the reason this is so good is because it gives you access to the D60. I don't want to say so good. It is the earliest access you can get to the D60 or any other 60 round mag without finding it in raid or without spending a fortune on the flea market, if you can even find it. Which I don't know. I think these may have been deleted from the flea market, so you might not even be able to buy the 60s on the flea. So it might be your only way to get it before other options. That being said, the build is really, really straightforward and simple. So we'll go in here. You're going to take a lot of these parts with it. You're going to turn them in. So it's kind of a waste of some really good parts if you want. I don't know if you want to look at it as a waste, but it's going to burn up most of your money. You're going to basically break even on this because you're going to have to buy stuff off the flea market, and the cost to do the barter by itself is quite a bit of money. So let's get into the presets here, and let me open it up. So preset, this one is version 4. So Gunsmith Part 4, version 4. There we go. All right. So here is this beast, and here's the notables of it. Basically, all you're changing is you're putting this PDW stock on. You are putting on the sight, the same sight that we've seen a lot of these Prism 2.5s with the compact mount, and then you've got to buy a Wave QD. And then you pull off all the other parts. You pull off the, what is it? The jailbreak that's on the front. You pull off the flashlight. You pull off the front sight posts, and then you turn it in. You can pull off other parts if you want. Like if you want to use the Raptor for something else, or I don't know, any of these parts you could do it. But simply put, this is what I wanted to do. We'll go in here. I'll show you the parts that you need to buy. Daniel Defense Suppressor is going to cost you 40K. You got another 20K. So you're spending 65 to 80K, depending on what the Daniel Defense Suppressor is going to run you. Or if you have one out of raid, great. If you found one of those, we're going to purchase them all. And then we're going to build this. And now it's ready to go. All right, so let's go in and get ourselves barter a couple of these 60 round mags from Peacekeeper Loyalty level 3. Show you that. So we're gonna do what do we need? We need two more of these to do this, right? Oh my gosh, all my parts are in the way. Let me get these out of the way here so you can see what's going on. So we need 2 more of these. So we'll buy 4 printed circuit boards and 2 GM counters, which I think this is gonna hurt because these are really expensive. Oh, it's not too bad. These were really expensive for a couple of days because of the new craft for the gas analyzer, but they're not now. And then we'll buy 4 of these. Purchase all. Purchase 1 more, and we'll do 2 barters. We got our two 60 round Stang mags. We'll put it in here. All right, now let's go see and verify that all 4 of these builds work for you guys with mechanic. So we go here. We go to Gunsmith Part 4. We go to turn in, and look, there's all 4 guns. And you can see, even no monkey business, the presets that I have, version 2, version 4, version 1, version 3, are all there. I will put links down in the description to screenshots of these builds, as well as they will be on my Discord. So you come over to the Discord. Everybody's welcome. We got a kind of a smallish community. We're like 3,000 people now, but I post all the stuff in there for everybody so they can see it. You can see pictures. We answer questions. Everybody shares all their gun builds, other alternates, things like that. So they'll be there as well for a resource if you want to see them. But I'm going to turn in my my one from Glukhar now, and we will finish the task and be done with this. And bye-bye. And it has a round in it. It's got a bullet. It's why it's saying that. It's not in the mag. Well, it might be in the mag. Actually, I'm going to go check and make sure I'm not turning in like a bunch of 855A1 or something. No, it's just the bullet, this 1 HP round in here. Screw it. We'll leave it in there. We'll give it to mechanic because we don't want HP rounds anyways. So Gunsmith Part 4, turn in, click on it, verify that's the one we want. Version 3, yep, turn it in. Yep. Server's thinking. We'll get our Bitcoin, 7,000 XP, and 842 euros. And that's it. That's Gunsmith Part 4. Hope this was helpful. This was a bit longer. I hope I didn't drag it out too long for you guys. I wanted to get all the bases touched on it. The next couple will be a lot simpler. We'll be able to blow through 5 and 6 pretty easy because the builds aren't nearly as complicated. But I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you in Tarkov.